Today's vlog is called "Are You Tired of Yo-Yoing Every Year?" Because that's what I did for 4 years. Between carnivore and ketovore, I yo-yoed. Every January, I was the same weight. I dropped 15 pounds, probably this time of the year, the end of August. And then I'd slowly gain it back at the holidays, and I'd start all over again. Every single year was the same year since I discovered keto 4 years ago. I was going to the gym, I was running, I was exercising, doing the weights and everything, but I wasn't getting the results I wanted. So 2 years ago, or almost 2 years ago, I actually got serious and hired a coach. I'm not a coach right now, so I'm not promoting anything. I don't have any products to promote or a book to promote. I'm just telling you my story, my N=1, I guess they call it now. And I just feel like most of the influencers are talking about their N=1 even when they have guests on. And there's nothing wrong with that because that's what they believe. So what I did was I got so involved into carnivore, ketovore, I went to KetoCon in 2022 because I was trying to find answers. I was trying to find answers for myself, and then what influencer that I could follow that could tell me the way that I should do the remainder of my life. And the cool part about KetoCon was that all of the people, all the big names were there and did speaking arrangements or whatnot and slideshows, and they were great. The interesting thing was they all had a different story. So most of the people that were there were fairly new to carnivore and keto, and they were probably looking for the same answers that I was looking for, but not where the speakers were, the influencers were. They knew what they had, what they wanted, and each one had kind of a different way of telling the audience their experience and how they got to where they were and what they do to maintain it. So I was searching for the same thing. I was so involved in so many podcasts and reading as much as I possibly could. I was trying to find somebody that had the same, I guess, opinions on things that I did, and I didn't find anyone. So that's why I started this YouTube channel and Instagram channel, just to share with people what my experience was. Because the interesting thing about going to KetoCon was there were a lot of dad bods and mom bods that were there and into carnivore and keto, but they never broke through. So I don't know if they stayed with it or not. I'm not in contact with any of them, but it just kind of reminded me of where I was, 6 years ago. And I was kind of on that yo-yo, and I again, every year it just was the same until I just said, this is enough, and I asked myself in the mirror, do you have one more change in you? Can you do this? And so I came up with my own little program, and I was very consistent with it for the better part of a year and a half, a year and 9 months, or whatever it is, until recently. So real quick, what I decided to do was I was doing great with the weights. My body fat is low. My weight is exactly where I want it to be, and I've sustained it for quite a long time now. So I know what I'm doing. I know how to be fit. I know how to look fit. I know how to keep my body fat low. But what I didn't have was the endurance. My heart rate's great. My blood pressure is fantastic. All of my markers, my blood markers are good. Everything's good, except I couldn't run. And somewhere along the line in the last month and a half, I had heard something on one of the podcasts, and I thought to myself, my liver is depleted of glycogen. Gluconeogenesis is not working, or maybe it works for the weights, but it's not working. And I was sprinting too, and sprinting was fine, but it wasn't working for endurance running. And I wanted to run. I like to run. So I decided to incorporate honey and blueberries, and recently 2 bananas. The blueberries are kind of going away because they don't work well when you run a long distance. So it may just be honey, unpasteurized raw honey, and bananas. I've lost a lot of people subscribing, so be it. This is my journey. I'm explaining it right now so that if there is a carnivore person out there that is trying to do what I have done, maybe this will help them. And it's, is it carnivore anymore? No. Is it animal-based? I don't know. I don't know what it is. But I'm going to keep the carnivore name simply because there could be other people who break that yo-yo, and they're well into carnivore, and they're well into fitness, and they've sustained their body fat, or you've sustained your body fat and your weight, but you just can't run. Simply because your liver is depleted of glycogen. And the honey has worked tremendously. So here I am a week later telling you people almost the same thing I told you last week. But here are the facts. On Monday, I ran 7 miles. On Tuesday, I ran 7 miles. On Wednesday, I ran 8 miles. And this morning, I ran 10 miles. 10 miles, 10 point something miles. I took a picture of it and put it on my Instagram page if you want to see it. It's just, what it does is it shows my heart rate. So this is why I did this video in the first place. First of all, if you're sick of the yo-yo, jump off it, put both feet in. Get into this life and this lifestyle. Get into fitness and become an influencer of your own. Tell your story on YouTube, on Instagram. Tell us how you got there. Maybe it's different than all of the influencers' stories. Mine is different than theirs is. And I'm okay with that. I actually feel so much more comfortable now because it's my own now. It's not somebody else's carnivore or somebody else's animal-based. It's mine. And I'm trying to figure it out. And I'm very, very excited about the mileage that I'm running simply because it's effortless. I ran 10 miles this morning effortlessly. It's so much fun. So the interesting thing is my heart rate. My blood pressure, by the way, this morning, 114/66. And my pulse at the time of my blood pressure, like, I don't know, 5 o'clock in the morning, my pulse was 40. Not sleeping pulse. My pulse this morning was 40. It's so awesome. What the honey has done for me, my heart is, my understanding of it is, my heart's not pumping as hard when I'm running because the storage is there. So my legs and everything else gets the blood flow that it needs without having to work harder. So my heart rate, I think, I don't know, I'd have to look at it, but for the first 5 miles, my heart rate was between 120 and 130. It's unheard of. It's amazing. So that's what it's done for me. I'm going to call myself Carnivore Dad Bod, or I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm very excited about it. If you're into fitness and you're trying to run and it's not working out for you, unpasteurized raw honey. I don't know about the blueberries because when you run 8, 10 miles, they start tumbling over in your stomach. It's not a good feel. So I'm going to have to switch that out, but I'm working on it. And I'm very, very excited, and I hope this video has helped. There's been tons of great comments from people that are similar to me, and on Instagram as well as on YouTube. So please continue them. Subscribe to my channel so I can keep this message going, and hit the like button, all that stuff. But thank you so much.